Hi guys, this is Roxy and welcome to my Q&A video. These questions are in regards to Roxy the character and the artist behind Roxy. First question is from Kiefer and he asks, what cons are you going to go to this year? I'm going to go to Planet Comic Con, which is coming up this March, and I'm going to go to Anime St. Louis, Gateway Fur Meet, and Rocky Mountain Fur Con, and hopefully Midwest Fur Fest later this year. The next question is from Mutt Mode, and her question is, what inspired Roxy's design? Now Roxy, I designed her back in high school, and at the time I was really invested and inspired with raves at the conventions that I started going to. So I wanted to make a character who shared that same passion, and like for here, a lot of the green markings, usually on her shoulders and her knees, she has like circles and waves, so they represent like speakers and sound waves, represents like music and stuff. So, and the stripes that go down her belly, that is actually supposed to represent racing stripes, as an homage to my mom, who has been a huge supporter of Roxy in the making, and she loves race cars, so I decided to put that in, and I think it fits really well for the overall look. Next question is from Bogey, and he asks, what do you love most about wearing Roxy, and if you could go to any convention, what would it be? I love wearing Roxy because she looks really big. She looks like a big fluffy creature, and I like the idea of looking like a big stuffed animal, and it's like, oh, you just want to hug it, and I love hugs, so you can always ask me for hugs, I'll give you hugs. And as for convention, if I could go to any convention, I would really like to either go to Rainforest or Anthrocon. Those are both very big cons. They're both the furthest away from me, and so it would be a really expensive trip getting out there, but hopefully someday I'll be able to get to go. Okay, the next questions is from Droplet, and she had a whole lot of series of questions, so I'm just going to answer a few of them so we don't have to drag it out for too long. Okay, one question, I got to look here. What is Roxy's favorite food? Favorite food, I would have to say, is stir fry. Love stir fry, meat, vegetables, and it's delicious. I love that. And let's see. Why is Roxy a lynx, or what is the reason behind Roxy's species? Now, I picked a lynx for Roxy because I wanted a feline, but I didn't want to have like a domesticated cat or a large cat, and as I was looking up different feline species, I came across the lynx, and I love their design. I love how they look, and they're the right size, not too big, not too small, and I love that they have the furry tips on their ears, and I love the cute little bobtails and their cute little faces, and they're also a wildcat, so I thought, you know, that's perfect. I like that. And next question, they say, what color would Roxy's lightsaber be? If Roxy had a lightsaber, she would surely, definitely have a green one. And next one, your favorite Disney movie and why? I'd have to say Lion King, because it's been my favorite movie since I was a kid. I still enjoy watching it to this day. It's definitely a masterpiece in the Disney collection. Next question from Droplet is, do you like waffles, pancakes, French toast? I do like waffles, I do like pancakes. I can't say that I favor French toast that much. I will still eat French toast, but that's probably in the lower list of the pancake breakfast spectrum. And last question, if Roxy wasn't a lynx, then what would she be? If I didn't have Roxy be a lynx, I would probably make her a hyena. I feel like her design and her personality would fit a hyena. So yeah, I thought that's definitely canine, not feline, but I do personally like hyenas, so she would definitely probably be a hyena. The next question is from Moby Husky, and he asks, will there be other versions of Roxy? Now I actually have been considering making other versions of Roxy. I have designed a look for her to look like more of a monster version, and I've also tried designing her as a foo dog. And if anyone doesn't know what a foo dog, it's basically, if you've seen those Asian dog-looking statues, sometimes people mistake them as lions. It's basically that, and you can also like look it up. They I'll put a picture right here, show you what a foo dog looks like. And Moby also asks, if Roxy were to pick the best EDM music artist, who would it be? Now, as for EDM artists, I do like, I can't say I have like a favorite. I like some songs from like Avicii and Martin Garrix, but so far like the DJs that I really like, that I've been to for conventions, there was one guy called DJ Cutman, and there was a guy by the name of Andy. I can't pronounce his last name. I think it's spelled IMVA, and I've enjoyed them being at the convention, being DJs at the raves. I thought their work was really good, and I do hope to see them again soon. And Moby also asks one last question. When will we get to see Roxy in a dance competition? Now, I haven't really come up with a routine. I do love dancing, but I usually just wing it, kind of just move around to the music. And I don't know if I'll be dedicated enough to actually come up with the routine and like be in the dance competition, but maybe someday I'll come up with a little simple one, a little short dance, just to try it out and see what it's like. A question by Firewings: what music do you listen to when you want to get pumped up? I actually have a few songs that I really like that kind of get me moving, but one as of now that I can name is a song called Pendulum by a band, or the artist called The Vulture. And it's a really fast-paced song. Like when I hear it, I have to be moving and bumping. It's like such a cool song. Next question is from Karma. She asks, could I try Roxy on sometime? Now, I do like letting friends wear some of my suits if they fit. Roxy, since she's a bit more personal and definitely the most expensive suit I own, I think for my closest friends who I can trust, as long as if they fit, especially for the head, I would definitely, excuse me, jeez. I get all over the place. So anyway, so yes, if I have a close friend I can trust, and you have about the same head size, then sure, you can try Roxy on and see what it's like wearing an Apple Monster fursuit head. Hex Orbis asks, what color is a mirror? Well, technically, a mirror is actually green. Bet you didn't know that, did you? The next question by Zigo Griffin, they ask, how did you discover the furry fandom? Well, this was back in high school. I had a friend who was pretty involved in the furry community, and she purchased her own character. She got a character commissioned by an artist on FA for a fursuit partial. And I saw her wearing it, and I was like, hey, what's all this about? This is pretty cool. And so she introduced me to fursuits and Fur Affinity. So I decided to make a Fur Affinity account, and I became a little more involved in the community over time. And I was thinking, you know, I would like to be a part of this. This is really cool. And I eventually got more and more into fursuits. So I was like looking up so many like fursuit artists, makers, and how to get started. So from then on, I started getting to know people and making more friends and learning more about the community. And from then on, I've been fursuiting and part of the community for about maybe 3 or 4 years now. The next question is from Andres, and he asks, what are your favorite hobbies besides suiting? Well, right now I've been getting into a little hobby called needle felting. And here I can actually show you. here. It's an art where you take wool and you have a barbed needle and you keep poking the wool and make it into a shape. And here, I can probably show you here. That's a little felted owl, and that I made very recently. There he goes. So bye-bye. So, and it's really relaxing, and it lets me be creative, and I really enjoy doing it, and I really feel accomplished, and it's so gratifying the more complicated things I decide to tackle and create, and people really like them, and I try selling them on Etsy, which is still getting kind of in the works right now, but I do. So yeah, there's needle felting. And another hobby, I really love playing video games, and I want to try to play as often as I can, so I can try to like analyze video games and the gameplay, because I would really like to try to go into like video game art and design someday. The next question is from Barbecue Ribs, and she asks, does Roxy have a go-to dance that just matches every song, or maybe a few favorite dance moves? Actually, I don't really know too many dance moves. Like I said, I kind of just wing it when I'm dancing, and sometimes I'll try to look up some dance videos and learn some moves, but really I just kind of go with the music and just kind of dance around. Yeah, just with, there you go, so a little dance for you. But yeah, so as for favorite dance moves, there is one where I kind of spin around, where it kind of goes like this, like, kind of like that. It's not great, but I love doing it, and that's what that's sometimes my go-to dance move. The next question is from Spike, and he asks, how did Roxy find her pet worm? Believe it or not, Roxy actually found her pet worm hiding in her ear. The story goes is he was hiding from a hungry bird, so he took shelter in her ear, and she found him, and he wanted to stay with her, so, and she loved his company, so she just kept him ever since. She loves how fluffy he is. Here. Here's a little version of him. He pet wormy. This was made by my friend Jatana. Thank you, Jatana. Alright, and that's all the questions I have for now. Thank you so much, guys, who have sent me some questions. Sometimes I'll post either a journal on For Affinity or on my Facebook, so you can look out for announcements, and you can send me any questions you have, whether it's about Roxy or the artist behind Roxy, and maybe I'll do another Q&A video sometime. Bye, worm. Didn't want to be on camera anymore. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You can give it a like or share it, and if you have any ideas for videos you want me to do, you can go ahead and message me about them, and maybe I'll do it sometime. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a good week, weekend, weekday, whatever it is when you're watching this video, and I'll have to see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye!